What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Danzgo8 here, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of the awesome Horizon Forbidden West. The last session was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. The story is headed in a much more interesting direction. I got to have a lot more of the information and the lore and the scenes that I wanted to happen. Unfortunately, it came at the expense of Varl, who was killed by Far Zenith. Horrible to watch, but obviously emotionally sort of very, I guess, you know, poignant, and it definitely hit hard when I saw him die, because he's just such a nice guy and we've had so many good moments with him. So unfortunately it was really sad to see him go, but that's the kind of thing that I've always believed in these kind of stories where the fate of the world is at stake and they're facing so much danger. It's just got to happen, man, for these stories to remain sort of relatable and retain some sort of, I guess, realism to an extent. You know, human life is fragile, man. It comes and goes so easily. And especially when the stakes are this high and you're dealing with things this dangerous, not everyone can make it. And so, unfortunately, it had to be Varl. But in terms of how it serves the story, I think it was something that kind of needed to happen. So, what we got to do to start things off, I guess, we made it out of Tilda's mansion. I wanted to head back to base, basically to pay our respects to Varl, to put him to rest. He deserves a proper send-off. So we'll be heading there, and then we can sort that out. So we'll see what else there is to do in terms of side quests, if there's anything we want to do at this point. But for now, we want to go after the main quest and just head back to base. So we'll do that. But yeah, the whole Tilda's mansion thing, all the conversations about Far Zenith was really eye-opening. Definitely enjoyed a lot of that, and of course the plan for the finale and how we're going to try to basically save everything. The plan seems almost a bit too good to be true. We're going to end Regala's rebellion. We're going to stop Silence. We're going to stop Far Zenith. We're going to stop Eric. We're going to save the world. We're going to get Gaia back, and we're going to get Beta back. It all seems a bit like everything's going to play out too perfectly. So we'll see which aspects of that are going to be successful and which aren't in the coming hours. But there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening. A lot of tragedy, a lot of triumph, I assume. Let's go.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regala is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Kotallo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regala's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So...
After we lost contact with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith Eric...
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them, they took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... at least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths and get Beta and Gaia back. But first, we're going to stop Regala.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regala's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
The rest of you, Whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zenith.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
All right.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Let's talk to Zoe first. And then we'll come back and see what conversations we can have here. The stage is set for the big finale. It's like 2 separate big battles to fight. First with Regala and then of course with Far Zenith. I don't know what kind of gap we could get in between those things, but I'm going to treat it as if it's going to be one big finale for now. And prepare accordingly. Okay, where is she, Vicious? Is this where he's been laid to rest? Wow, it's a hell of a place.
Over here, Aloy. We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plain Song and further east to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises, as certain as stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on a Sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regalla will never forget.
So this is kind of interesting. It says sit with Varl. I kind of like that. I'm going to just use the prompt to see if she just chills there or she has something to say. She talks about memory. Okay. Yeah, I mean, very heavy circle of life metaphors. Already I mentioned a few times the whole seed thing that the Utaru have. I really loved the sort of the metaphoric nature of it and how it really just signifies the way that life goes on and that kind of thing. There's almost a hope that they have in death, which I find comforting, at least in some way. And that's one of the ways in which I try to kind of, I guess, soothe the pain of loss. I don't know. But yeah, so not only did we have that metaphor, but we also had the fact now that that Zoe is pregnant. So I guess Varl will definitely live on through his genes as well, and hopefully his kid will get to live in a better world than he did. So, like I say, everything comes full circle. But we do have work to do. I think, as Kotallo said, at the moment things are really heating up, and there's just no time to waste. We've got to do what we can to take Regalla down and to stop Far Zenith and save the world. So, let's head back in though. That being said, I'm obviously not going to take that too literally and just rush everything now. We still need to have conversations, but in general, we need to keep pressing on. Right. I guess we've had...
Apollo's new armor. I never thought I'd see metal down to flesh in that way.
I think I'll start with Gaia.
Probably because he could crush me like a grape did.
Aaron's still cracking jokes, of course. Always need that guy in these situations. Right, we had a lot of conversation with Tilda and such, so surely I feel like Gaia's got something...
Feels empty in here without Gaia.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I thought I'd check in to see if there was any other option or anything else going on here, but it's not the case. So at least our conversations in here are limited. There's not going to be an hour of dialogue. Let me check on where Gaia was anyway, just to see if there's anything going on. I doubt it, but it's worth a look. So just quickly talk to these guys and then go for it.
I thought you were gonna go fight some Tanaks.
I wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. I'll be there when you need me.
I never doubted that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I. Do you think Zoe will be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
What's wrong with your shoulder?
Yeah, it hurts a little. Yeah, maybe a lot.
What'd you do?
Well, I tried to arm wrestle with Kotallo.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a great idea.
I was just curious to see if that new arm of his was as strong as it looked. Turns out it really is.
It's a good sign for us, I guess.
I know you hate waiting, but you'll have to stay back here a little longer.
Well, you go do what you gotta do, but are you okay? It's not just Varl we lost. Beta's gone. I almost lost it when I realized my sister had been taken by Dervahl back in the Sundom.
I'm getting her back. That's all that matters.
Understood.
Yeah, she's fully leaned into the sisters thing now.
I need to get going.
You better get there before Kotallo tries to take on Regalla's entire army by himself. Do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
I'll do my best.
Okay. It's just Zoe left now. Well, there's Alva too, actually. Let's go for Alva first.
You look busy.
My studies are a good distraction. Especially after Cauldron Gemini. Varl, Beta, Gaia, gone. And that's just the beginning. The Zeniths want to rob us of our future, too.
We won't let that happen.
Right.
What was Leviathan again?
A flood control system back in the Great Delta. It was built by Eileen Sasaki, another of our ancestors. If we can acquire the data on it, we might be able to fix the system back home. Then my sister, my parents, other families won't have to live in fear of their homes washing away when the long rains come.
Right. And to find it, we need to head back to San Francisco.
Okay.
Tilda, the Zenith that Beta mentioned, she was the one who rescued me.
Did she say why?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her. Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
Mm-hmm. I think that's definitely true.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night.
It's kind of poetic, though.
So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly.
Yep.
How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Aaron seem to have taken to it the hardest, but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song, and she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
Seems like everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
Kotallo more than most. If I were this Regala, I wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield.
Regala still has a lot of machines on her side.
That's where you come in, I suspect.
If my plan works.
Okay.
I should get going. Be ready to go on my signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
I know. And I haven't forgotten about the data on Leviathan. I'll let you know when I make it back to landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
Yeah, I think Wings of the 10. So we're going to do Wings of the 10, and then once we do Wings of the 10, we have to do this, right? So I think it's pretty clear. It's the fact that there's a quest, that's side quest that's locked behind a main quest, that obviously means that once we do this one, we're still going to be able to go questing as well. So I'm not too worried about taking the time to do this quest first. So we'll just talk to Zoe and then we will get out there and get after this quest.
Think you can manage things here while I go help Akaro?
Stopping Regalla's war. It'll help us take the fight to the Zeniths?
Yes.
Then I'll make sure the rest of us are ready upon your return.
Okay. I know we both want to make the Zeniths pay for what they've done, but once we infiltrate their base, our priority will be to get Gaia and Beta out of there.
Don't worry. I won't go seeking revenge like some blood-crazed Tenakth. Wherever your arrow strikes, mine will follow.
Let's hope we hit our targets. We'll be facing Spectre drones soon. Erend and Katalo have fought them before, so...
Already asked them to run us through some combat drills. Erend moves like an oaf, but he's good with that hammer.
You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a strong perspective.
How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
Okay, I think that's everything.
I need to get going.
Whatever you plan on doing against Regalla, you better return to us in one piece.
I'll try.
Alrighty. She still has an exclamation point. Why? What didn't we cover?
Hey,
Sure.
The Zenith again? Okay.
Tilda's the one who rescued me. Same one that spoke to Beta when none of the others would.
Did she say why she saved you?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. She was willing to share it.
But where I come, the higher the... I'd be careful.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a bug again.
Right.
Because obviously we had that conversation. That's why maybe with Gaia once or twice I did have the same conversation like 10, 15 hours later, I don't know. So apologies if I made you watch through twice, but again in editing, because I don't edit 30 episodes at once, sometimes I can't remember if I've also seen it in editing before either. Some of them felt like half familiar, but I couldn't really tell.
Gonna clean my gear later. I could do yours.
And I think some of them were familiar, but they were slightly modified maybe based on what was going on in the story. Right, I'm just gonna... Should I just upgrade this one? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I just wasn't using. Green shine slab. I think I can upgrade this one. And maybe you get lucky, you get a double upgrade like this one. So I think we'll take that. At this stage, even defeating stuff like Snapmaws is easier. So if I really want to go on like a... take an hour out to really gain all the parts I want for some upgrades, I think I should be able to manage. But this one continues to elude me. So I needed the upgrade for this, but... it's a tough one. I think this can be like my ultimate stealthy one if I want it as well. And I guess we can craft our ammos while we're here as well. It costs me less to do so in this bit. Then I've got to head to my stash. Okay. I got some elite ones, which is nice. Elite Purge Water. This is the only one I don't have. Let's just use this. Let's just, sorry, make one of these, or two of these. And then hopefully get some more stuff from the stash. And then get on with it. Alright. Always struggle to find this crap. What's in here? Ah, we've got some new artifacts as well. We'll have a look at those. Okay.
Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. But Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed, he refused to let me push him away. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always.
Yeah, it was nice to see Rost showing up a bit in her thoughts as well.
I failed Varl at Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more. I'd give anything to have him back. All this time, I've been so focused on what Elizabeth was like, what she would do. I was wrong to hold Beta to that standard. I probably shouldn't even be doing it to myself. I'll try to do better.
Okay. Time for us to go and learn this override.
Before I forget, I watered those plants for you. I just know they meant a lot.
Oh, that's sweet of Erin, by the way. It's a nice little interaction. Alright. Override. Does that mean, wait, I can do this? Wow, I can't do any of these. That sucks. But like I said, I think I have some of these already. It's a bit confusing. Like, these are overrides that... Again, I don't remember if doing the cauldron makes them available for you to do, or you still get the override anyway. Because there was a bit of confusion about her saying, oh, I need to do something to override this guy.
Override installed. Now to find a Sunwing.
But she already had the
There
override.
are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Right, let's begin. It's going to be an impressive battle. Flying in with a Sunwing. Been talking about the ability to override flying stuff. And sort of like basically fly with them. Would have been dope.
Okay, I need to find a Sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
As you do. Nobody climbs a mountain quite like Aloy. Like, even though the climbing is basically automatic, you don't really have to do any work to do it, it still feels like you are, if that makes sense. So it's still satisfying. No, what we don't want to do is fall off. There you go, there they are.
Good. There are Sunwings up here. I'll have to approach them quietly.
At this stage, I want to just wear this outfit anyway. Even if it might not be the best choice in terms of stats.
Got it.
So we can mount the Sunwing. Oh my god. That's so cool.
Whoa.
Is this going to truly manifest in gameplay or just be a cutscene?
This is it. I'm in the air.
Oh my god, we can actually fly! That's so freaking cool. That is so freaking cool. Man, am I glad we got to do this. Holy
Whoa.
shit.
Head rush.
Going full Avatar
Hilda?
here.
I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tolnecs. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On
There
it.
you go. This is so dope. I'm loving this. So, what I want to do, of course, you've got to be able to photo mode now, man. That's so epic. Holy shit. I was not sure at all if we'd get to do this, and I'm glad I wasn't really spoiled on it. I never saw any pictures of it online or anything. So, this is so cool. Absolutely awesome. I'm sure there's going to be some really nice vistas. At the moment, I'm just taking a photo anyway. Time of day controls unavailable. Fine. But yeah, just super duper cool. Alright, I'm not going to dally around too long.